Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women,
December the 13th,
and children.
At around
8:30
p.m. Baghdad time,
that a bright September day
United
was
States
darkened by the
military
worst
forces
attack on the American
captured
people in our
Saddam
history.
Hussein alive.
The images of 9/11 are seared
He was found
into
near
our
a
national
farmhouse
memory.
outside the city
Hijacked
of
planes
Tikrit
cutting through
in a swift raid
September
conducted
sky.
without casualties.
The Twin Towers collapsing to the ground.
And now the former dictator of
Black
Iraq
smoke billowing up from
will
the
face
Pentagon.
the justice
The wreckage
he
of
denied to
Flight
millions.
93 in Shanksville,
The capture of this
Pennsylvania,
man was
where the
crucial
actions of heroic
to the
citizens
rise
saved
of a free Iraq.
even more heartbreak and
It
destruction.
marks the end of the road for him
And yet we know that
for
the
all who
worst
bullied
images are those that were
and
unseen
killed
to the world.
in his name.
The empty seat at the
For
dinner
the
table,
Ba'athist holdouts, largely
children who were forced to
responsible
grow
for the
up
current
without their mother
violence,
or their father,
there will be no return
parents
to
who
the
would never
corrupt
know
power
the
and
feeling of their
privilege
child's
they
embrace.
once held.
Nearly 3,000
For the vast majority of
citizens
Iraqi
taken
citizens
from us,
who wish to
leaving a
live
gaping
as
hole
free men and
in our
women,
hearts.
this event brings
September
further
11th,
assurance
2001,
that the torture chambers
time of grief,
and the secret police
the American people came
are gone
together.
forever.
We offered our
And this
neighbors a
afternoon,
hand,
I have a
and
message
we offered
for the Iraqi
wounded
people.
our blood.
You will
We
not have to fear
reaffirmed
the
our
rule of
ties to each other
Saddam Hussein
and our love of community
ever again.
and country.
All Iraqis who
On
take
that
the
day,
side of freedom
no matter where we came from,
have taken the winning
what
side.
God we prayed to,
The goals of
what
our
race or
coalition
ethnicity
are the
we
same
were,
as your goals.
we were united
Sovereignty
as
for your
one
country.
American family.
Dignity for your great culture.
We were also united in our
and
resolve
for every
to protect
Iraqi
our
citizen,
nation and to
opportunity for a
bring
better
those
life.
who committed this vicious attack
In the history of
to justice.
Iraq, a dark
We
and painful
quickly
era
learned that
is
the
over.
9/11 attacks were carried out
A
by
hopeful
al-Qaeda,
day
an
has
organization
arrived.
headed by Osama bin
All
Laden, which
Iraqis
had openly
can now
declared
come
war
together
on the United States
and reject
was committed
violence
to killing innocents
and
in our
build a new
country
Iraq.
and around the globe.
The
So we
success
went
of
to
yesterday's
war
mission
against al-Qaeda,
is a tribute
protect our citizens,
to our men and women
our friends,
now serving in
and our
Iraq.
allies.
The operation was
Over the
based
last
on the
10
superb
years,
work of
thanks to the
intelligence
tireless
analysts
and
who
heroic work of
found
our
the
military
dictator's
and our
footprints in a
counterterrorism
vast
professionals.
country.
We've made great
The operation was
strides in that
carried
effort.
out with skill and
We've
precision
disrupted terrorist
by a
attacks
brave
and
fighting
strengthened
force.
our homeland defense.
Our servicemen
In
and women
Afghanistan, we removed the
and our
Taliban
coalition
government, which had
allies
given bin Laden and
have
al-Qaeda
faced
safe
many
haven
dangers
and
in the
support.
hunt for members of the
And
fallen
around
regime
the globe, we worked
and
with
in
our
their
friends
effort
and allies to
bring
capture
hope
or
and
kill
freedom
scores
to the
of
Iraqi
al-Qaeda
people.
terrorists, including several
Their
who
work
were
continues,
a part of the 9/11
and so do
plot.
the risks.
Yet
Today,
Osama bin Laden
on
avoided
behalf of the
capture
nation,
and escaped
I
across
thank the
Afghan
members of our
border
armed
into
forces,
Pakistan.
and I congratulate them.
Meanwhile, al-Qaeda continued to operate
I
from
also
along
have a
that
message
border
for all
and
Americans.
operate through its
The
affiliates
capture of
across
Saddam
the world.
Hussein does
And
not
so
mean
shortly
the end of
after
violence
taking
in
office,
Iraq.
I directed Leon Panetta,
We still face
the
terrorists who
director
would
of the
rather
CIA,
go on killing the
to make
innocent
the killing or capture
than accept the
of bin
rise of
Laden
liberty
the top priority of
in the
our
heart of the
war
Middle
against
East.
al-Qaeda. Even as
Such
we
men are a
continued our
direct
broader
threat to
efforts
the American
to disrupt,
people,
dismantle,
and they will be
defeat his
defeated.
network.
We've
Then,
come to this moment through
last
patience
August, after
and
years
resolve
of painstaking
and
work
focused
by our
action.
intelligence community,
And that is
I
our
was
strategy
briefed on
moving
a possible
forward.
lead to bin Laden.
The war on terror is
It
a
was far
different
from
kind of
certain,
war,
and it took many months
waged
to run
capture
this
by
threat to
capture,
ground.
cell by
I met
cell.
repeatedly with my national
and
security
victory
team
by
as
victory.
we developed more information about the
Our
possibility
security
that
is
we had
assured
located
by our
bin Laden
perseverance
hiding within a compound
and by our sure
deep
belief
inside
in the
Pakistan.
success of liberty.
And finally,
And the United
last
States
week,
of America
I determined that we
will
had
not
enough
relent
intelligence to take
until
action
this war is won.
and authorized an operation to
May
get
God bless the
Osama bin
people of
Laden
Iraq.
and bring him to justice.
And may God bless America.
Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body. For over 2 decades, bin Laden has been al-Qaeda's leader and symbol, and has continued to plot attacks against our country and our friends and allies. The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda. Yet his death does not mark the end of our effort. There's no doubt that al-Qaeda will continue to pursue attacks against us. We must and we will remain vigilant at home and abroad. As we do, we must also reaffirm that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. I've made clear, just as President Bush did shortly after 9/11, that our war is not against Islam. Bin Laden was not a Muslim leader. He was a mass murderer of Muslims. Indeed, al-Qaeda has slaughtered scores of Muslims in many countries, including our own. So his demise should be welcomed by all who believe in peace and human dignity. Over the years, I've repeatedly made clear that we would take action within Pakistan if we knew where bin Laden was. That is what we've done. But it's important to note that our counterterrorism cooperation with Pakistan helped lead us to bin Laden and the compound where he was hiding. Indeed, bin Laden had declared war against Pakistan as well and ordered attacks against the Pakistani people. Tonight, I called President Zardari, and my team has also spoken with their Pakistani counterparts. They agree that this is a good and historic day for both of our nations. And going forward, it is essential that Pakistan continue to join us in the fight against al-Qaeda and its affiliates. The American people did not choose this fight. It came to our shores and started with the senseless slaughter of our citizens. After nearly 10 years of service, struggle, and sacrifice, we know well the costs of war. These efforts weigh on me every time I, as Commander-in-Chief, have to sign a letter to a family that has lost a loved one, or look into the eyes of a service member who's been gravely wounded. So Americans understand the costs of war. Yet, as a country, we will never tolerate our security being threatened, nor stand idly by when our people have been killed. We will be relentless in defense of our citizens and our friends and allies. We will be true to the values that make us who we are. And on nights like this one, we can say to those families who have lost loved ones to al-Qaeda's terror, justice has been done. Tonight, we give thanks to the countless intelligence and counterterrorism professionals who've worked tirelessly to achieve this outcome. The American people do not see their work nor know their names, but tonight they feel the satisfaction of their work and the result of their pursuit of justice. We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation, for they exemplify the professionalism, patriotism, and unparalleled courage of those who serve our country. And they are part of a generation that has borne the heaviest share of the burden since that September day. Finally, let me say to the families who lost loved ones on 9/11 that we have never forgotten your loss, nor wavered in our commitment to see that we do whatever it takes to prevent another attack on our shores. And tonight, let us think back to the sense of unity that prevailed on 9/11. I know that it has at times frayed, yet today's achievement is a testament to the greatness of our country and the determination of the American people. The cause of securing our country is not complete, but tonight we are once again reminded that America can do whatever we set our mind to. That is the story of our history. Whether it's the pursuit of prosperity for our people or the struggle for equality for all our citizens, our commitment to stand up for our values abroad, and our sacrifices to make the world a safer place. Let us remember that we can do these things not just because of wealth or power, but because of who we are. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.